Um, I also want to talk today because I got a question after that class. I got a phone call and I was asked how I can quilt so many quilts so quickly, because I design a lot of my quilts. I design them to be able to be done very quickly and to do multiples at the same time. So I thought I would share with you a quilt that I'm doing now. Okay, so hold on. Now you should be able to see me here at my machine. Now the quilt behind me is a little bit different. One of my guilds that I belong to was doing a charity quilt, and a lot of the fabric had been donated or people pulled it from their stash. And excuse me. And I got this phone call that said, "Hey, we've got a whole bunch of these little scripts and snips left over. Would you like them?" Now, you have to understand, my guilds are amazingly supportive, and they leave me scraps all the time because they know I love to work with scraps. Sometimes they'll let me know it's coming, and sometimes I come home and find a little bag on my porch. It's kind of fun when I went to guild meetings and I'd get up and go to the ladies' room or go get a snack or something, and when I come back there would be anonymous little baggies put on my chair because people didn't want it known who they were, but they just wanted to go ahead and offload a little bit. So I said sure, I would happily take them. Now, I knew that these were going to be cut at about 2.5 inches raw, and the plan was that they went into these 6x6 blocks. I knew then that my strip sets, the pre-cuts, would be at most 6 squares long. And so I thought about, okay, how am I going to incorporate what's already been sewn into a new quilt with a new design that would have almost all the work done for me? And so what I wound up doing was using my design wall. My yardage is behind my design wall. So this cream color here that you can see, this is flannel. And so what I did is I tried to disperse these 6-packs or less. Sometimes it was single blocks, randomly about so I didn't get too next to each other. I created this spiral design and a way to sew it much more quickly. This will be a twin size, and I've been sewing it for about 3 days, but only about 5-10 minutes at a time, just amongst the rest of my life that I've had to do. Probably the whole thing would have assembled in a half a day. So this is something I'm going to be talking about at a later date. But what I'm talking about now is a block that I was designing for a big project that I'm hoping to put together for you guys later. But it involves strip sets that are going to be finishing at 12.5 half square triangles. Actually, let me find one that looks a little better. Here we go. Now, this is newsprint that I'm using as a foundation. It's really easy to sew through. It tears off beautifully. It's super cheap. And as an organizer, I wind up with leftovers for people, so I can either use the stuff that's still pristine, or in this case, I wound up ironing these flat and then drawing on. Now, the original plan is for half square triangles. Now, I could have gone ahead and sewn this, just cut here on the diagonal. I could have made up the triangle and sewn the strips on to fill the triangle. But by doing an entire square, now all I have to do is put another square on top, sew on the diagonal, and I'll have 2 half square triangles. I don't want any of the same ones in my quilt, so basically I have 2 quilts being sewn at the same time, and the extra effort is minuscule, and I'll have a whole second quilt done. Because the only difference is a few extra seconds of sewing, and the fact that I will want to make sure that I'm cutting on my diagonal and everything properly. The added advantage is that I'm not working with triangles, which means I don't have to worry about a bias edge. So this is going to go together like a dream, very simply, very easily, and I will have 2 quilts when I'm done. Okay? So that's actually a couple of different tricks for today, but I wanted to make sure that I answered those questions that I had gotten. Thanks for joining me today. I'll be live streaming the first and third Wednesday of each month from 7 to 9 o'clock Eastern. I hope you'll join me then. If you've enjoyed this, please click the subscribe button, and if you hit the bell, it'll let you know the next time I post something. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.